Okay, let me show you how you can play the entire fretboard with just one pentatonic scale. So useful if you either want to look more expensive or if you want a bit more of a palette that you can play across without too much heavy lifting on learning more scales and shapes. We can't dismiss that, but for this one, all you're going to need to worry about is your main favorite pentatonic scale. So, a little bit of theory needed. If we're in a key, so let's say we're going to be in A major, because we're going to be in A major. In any major scale, any major key, there's always three minors. Whether they're in the song or not, they're still in the key. What that means is that we can actually play a pentatonic, a minor pentatonic, where any of those three minor chords live, right? So let me say that in a better way. So if I'm in the key of A major, I have a B minor, a C sharp minor, and an F sharp minor available in the key. They don't have to be in the song or the thing you're playing over for you to be able to play them as a minor pentatonic over that song. That means if we have a song in A, we can play B minor pentatonic, C sharp minor pentatonic, and F sharp. Or you can go down here. Already what that means, right, is that for this one simple trick, you've got the entire board available from here on a low F sharp, arguably an open E if you wanted it, because that's in the key. And the highest one you could get conveniently would be the B minor up here at the dusty end. So that gives you the entire board from the open E right up to a squeaky D. And you can even bend that up to an E. How cool is that? You're welcome. Right, there's only one thing to worry about. And even though our guitar brain thinks of it as a minor pentatonic, we're still in A, right? So you have to, in each of these positions, find the A note. That's going to give you your sonic home, like your root note, like the actual home that you keep coming back to. So if we're in B here, there's one there, and there's one here. So it doesn't throw your licks out that you're familiar with, but it just changes the home note. So if you had a lick in a minor pentatonic, and you were coming back to what you would normally think of as home, because it's B, you're going to have to drop it down to an A, just so it fits a bit nicer. And the other thing that this does is, I don't know if you realize this, it took me a while to, we learn scales this way, like in blocks, which is why we always say, can I get out of the box when I'm playing? But melodies prefer long ways. And that means that instead of being stuck in a box playing up and down, you could start to link these pentatonics together. So remember, B is around 7, C sharp's around 9, and around 14 you've got your F sharp. Just for the crack, let's take the middle two strings. And now you can link them with slidage. It doesn't sound like you're in a box. It doesn't even feel like you're in a box, but you are seeing boxes. Like you're thinking this one, this one, this one, maybe that one, but that's where your head's at. So I would take any backing track in the key of A, or any song in the key of A, but a backing track's easy because it doesn't sort of get in your own way. And then just experiment with licks that you've done and try them in different places. Depending on the song you're playing and the chords in it, of course, naturally you'll find one of these positions tends to sit better, but that's only because with a pentatonic, the harmonic heavy lifting has been done for us, right? So we don't have to guess which notes are going to fit because someone's taken out the two sketchy ones. But that means now you actually have the whole guitar, and dare I say you're going to have to use your ears, not your eyes. So very often we play with our eyes because we think, well, if I've moved, it's bound to sound better because it looks better. Rarely is that actually the case. Although if you go for an audition, move as much as you can because you look more expensive. So I've gone on YouTube and I've just put in backing tracks in A major. This does work with minor keys, but you still be playing off essentially the 2, 3, 6. We can cover that in another thing. If you want me to cover a bit of theory, drop it in the doodah below and I will cover your theory. But for now, this is just a super hack, gives you the entire board. So this is a backing track in A major. So this will fit This will fit. And this will fit. Let me try and move between them. Not the coolest solo I've played in my career, but I'm literally trying to do this in a coffee break to give you everything. So you've got 7, 9, 14, or 2. For now, I would keep it in A because there's so many moving parts to this. You just want to keep it in one key so your mind is thinking, I'm making friends with the idea. If you start changing keys, because again, you're going to think it's going to sound better, you potentially could get confused. So only look in A major for now. And you're thinking B, you're thinking C sharp, and you're thinking F sharp. Again, you're thinking A is home, right? So a good exercise, as well as if you're not too familiar with the board, is figure out where all the A's are. That way, when you get to the place you're playing in, you're going to know where home lives. So down here, there's the A. In B. There's one which will put you in the C sharp. And then in F sharp. Don't worry too much if you think, I have to follow the chord shape, so I have to play the right pentatonic over the right chord. Don't worry about that. This is just showing you that you can play the entire board with just one knowledge, and that knowledge is, I know what my key is, I know what the 2, 3, and 6 are in that key. If you don't know those, just get a chart online where it tells you all the chords in every key, and all you got to see is, well, what's 2, 3, and 6. Slight caveat, just in case you come unstuck with it, this doesn't work on anything that is pentatonic composition. Again, let me know if you want me to cover that. This only works for diatonic, when you're in the key of. And a lot of blues and rock and guitar-y things are in a slightly different system called the pentatonic system, where essentially what happens there is you take your 5 pentatonic notes and you can make each one a major chord. The only scale safely you can use then is that pentatonic. Again, it's another world to dive into. A good example is Back in Black. If you look at all the chords in Back in Black, E, D, A, there's a G and there's a B in there. If you looked at the standard, what key am I in? It's not. It doesn't make sense because you've got 5 major chords. But if you pin that against the E pentatonic, then every note becomes a major chord, E, G, A, B, D. Then it explains where all those chords have come from, and that's the thing that you play across the top of it. So that's the only thing that this won't fit on. This will fit on anything in a major, minor, Dorian, Phrygian, anything that's got the 1 to 7 chords in it. Look for 2, 3, and 6, play those as your minor pentatonic. Cool, let's see how you get on.